Fox 17 first reported yesterday that the Early Learning Childhood Collective in Grand Rapids was closing for good. That followed allegations by staff there saying the organization's founder embezzled hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, today we're hearing from one of the now former employees impacted. Our Lauren Edwards shares his story.
Jake Lancaster says he loved working at the Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative. He says it was a source of joy and he learned so much. But right now, the doors are locked and he says he's not surprised.
And they informed us around noon that we would all be laid off at 3 o'clock. So we got about 3 hours notice.
Jake Lancaster, among the 30 employees who were told on a Zoom meeting Wednesday that their jobs at the Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative were terminated.
So we don't even know if the kids will still have programming. They couldn't tell us that. We don't know if we're going to get paid.
He says ELNC's head of the board, Amy DeLue, and attorney Brian Lennon delivered the message. This closure comes just days after their founder and former CEO, Dr. Nkechi Eze, was accused in a civil lawsuit of embezzling over $600,000 over the last few years.
No one was shocked. I think the only shock was when we actually heard the numbers.
This 50-page lawsuit alleges that Dr. Eze, quote, funneled hundreds of thousands of dollars to herself and that she approved, quote, exorbitant payments to Sharon Killebrew, the nonprofit's former director of finance, without ELNC's knowledge or approval, totaling nearly $1 million over several years. Lancaster says he knew something was off for a while.
I only started in February, so I haven't been there a very long time. But employees were even leaving then. They were a little suspicious.
Lancaster says for now he'll continue to work his second job. However, he's concerned about the kids who were enrolled at ELNC, who received hands-on attention and learning, and now have an uncertain future.
All of the statistics back up that early childhood education is the best way to start your education. And now they might lose that.
In a previous statement to Fox 17, attorney Brian Lennon said, quote, the reckless and selfish actions of Nkechi, former director of finance Sharon Killebrew, and others have left us with significant debt, forcing us to make the extremely painful decision to close our doors. It is incomprehensible how anyone who claims to be committed to helping children and families could commit such brazen fraud. And the board head, Amy DeLue, said, quote, the board has worked for months to try and salvage operations, but the fraud runs too deep for the organization to recover. We had no other choice but to close the doors. For the full statements, head to fox17online.com. Again, the doors are locked at the Early Learning Neighborhood Collaborative, but if you want to get a good look at the lawsuit or just get updates on all that's happening, head to fox17online.com. Reporting here in Grand Rapids, Lauren Edwards, Fox 17 News.